Good morning and welcome to another Breath Library session. So, today we're going to learn all about how breathing less will actually help you breathe more. So, last week we looked at testing your breath and seeing where your breathing ability is. So, we did that with four different breathwork tests. So, we looked at the BOLT score. We looked at the respiratory rate test. We looked at the max CO2 exhale, and we also demonstrated the best we could the maximum breathlessness test. So I did set a challenge to everyone last week. If you had if you remember during the week to test your breath, and I'd be interested to know. So you can drop me a message to see how well you did. And over the next sort of few weeks, few months, let me know if it improves as well. So the other big announcement was last week we announced, well, it was over the weekend, we actually went live on the BreathSource app. And the BreathSource app is a place for breathing for everyone. And there are instructors from all over the world. There'll be another link in the comments if you want to join up and set up a free account for that as well. So how do you actually breathe more when you're breathing less? Well, we went over in the first few sessions how breathing through your nose provides more air, more oxygen, and you get the right amount of everything that you need into your lungs compared to when you're breathing through your mouth, plus all the essential gases that it picks up along the way. And we found out that when we breathe through our nose compared to our mouth, we actually get 18% more oxygen into the blood, which is sent to the organs and tissues, compared to breathing through the mouth. So before we go into learning how to breathe less to breathe more, I just need to say that one of the exercises that we'll be doing today is actually because we're going to be creating a strong air hunger. Is one of the rare exercises that isn't suitable for everyone. So if you are pregnant, or if you have a serious medical condition that is affected by increasing blood pressure, then I'm afraid you need to sit this one out, just this exercise. But what you can do instead is just slow down your breathing and practice breathing in and then slowing that breath out all the way. So before we actually get into breathing light exercise, which is an oxygen advantage exercise and technique, what we're going to do is we're going to prepare. We're going to do a quick exercise to get our body ready for that feeling of air hunger. And this exercise is suitable for everyone. And so what I'd like you to do is just sit up, straighten that spine, feet on the floor, tilt your head, chin down just a little bit, opens up the airways. And what I'd like you to do is breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, and then we'll pinch, and then we're going to hold our breath on the exhale just for a few seconds. And then we're going to repeat this for a minute or so. And this gets the body ready for that feeling of air hunger in preparation for when we increase the level. Okay? So remember, all in through the nose and out through the nose. What I'd like you to do is breathe in and out and pinch. 2, 3. Breathe in through the nose and out. And just return to some normal breathing. Just for a few seconds, just take a few normal breaths in and out. And when you're ready, breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, and pinch. 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, and just return to some normal breathing. Just take a few breaths. And when you're ready, take that breath in through the nose, out through the nose, pinch, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, and just return to take a few normal breaths. And this is getting the body ready for the next exercise. So when you're ready, breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, pinch, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. So this is another Oxygen Advantage exercise. It's called many small breath holds. And when you're ready, breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, and pinch, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in through the nose and out. And just return to normal breathing. I'm just going to do this one more time. And when you're ready, breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, and pinch, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Return to normal breathing and just relax. Relax your body, move it around a little bit. So now we have prepared the body to get ready for tolerating that buildup of air hunger. And before we go into it, I just wanted to explain that by breathing light and breathing less to breathe more, this is a key exercise. If you did one of the tests, so if you did the maximum CO2 exhale, or you did the BOLT test and you had less than 25 seconds, or on the maximum CO2, if you had less than 20 seconds, you both considered a low tolerance to the buildup of CO2. So this exercise that we're about to do is a key breathing technique to help you build up that functional breathing pattern. So when we do this exercise, it's also really important to remind yourself that you are in control. So if you need to take a breath, a recovery breath at any moment throughout this exercise, then do that and then return back down to a slower pace of breathing. So when we are breathing in and out through the nose during this exercise, we're going to be trying to breathe as little as possible. So we're going to be controlling the volume that goes in and out. So we'll start off with some normal breaths in and out. And we'll just start to reduce down the amount that we're breathing in and out. So we'll breathe in on the first one, out, just normal breath. And on the second one, we're going to reduce that down, let's say by half. And then we're going to keep halving that until we get to a state where we are just breathing in enough for our body to recognize that we're taking a breath, but enough for us to feel that buildup of air hunger. And this is really important because this then trains the body to be more accepting of the building of CO2. And the more CO2 buildup that we're able to tolerate in our body creates a better function of breathing. So you can do this exercise sat down. If you're somewhere comfortable and you can lie down for this exercise. And we're only going to do this for a couple of minutes during this practice. But my advice on breathing light is you need to practice this for 10 minutes every day if you wanted to see a huge improvement in that BOLT score and that sensitivity to the carbon dioxide that builds up in your body. Okay, so if you're sat, get your feet nice and firmly on the floor, just get comfortable, straighten that spine. Close that mouth and just take a few relaxing breaths in and out through the nose. Okay, now on the next breath, breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Next one in, just take a smaller breath in and a smaller breath out. And keep going and reducing that breath down. A short breath in and a shorter breath out. A real, like a gentle breath in and a gentle breath out, not a short. You want to do it nice and calmly. And keep reducing that down until you are just taking the smallest breath that you possibly can in and out. Sometimes it is useful to just put your finger underneath your nose, because you'll feel the air traveling in and out. And we want to keep that down to the smallest amount possible. If you do have a feather to hand, then you can also put that underneath your nose. And the aim is to not have a strong airflow coming in and out through the nose. We're reducing that volume right down. You're doing really well. If you need to take that recovery breath, just do it. But just return back and just gradually take that breath all the way down and slow it right down. You're doing great. And this practice is building up that tolerance to CO2 in the body. If you practice this daily, you'll start to see a improvement in your BOLT score. This is a fundamental exercise that you need to practice to improve your breathing patterns. Doing great. Just keep that breath nice and small, nice and gentle, both on in and out. Okay, another 15 seconds. You can do this. Nice and gentle. Just a gentle breath in and out. And when you're ready, take a normal breath in and a normal breath out, and just return your breathing back to a normal pace. So this exercise, although we're breathing a lot less, helps our body get used to the buildup of CO2. So then, in turn, this actually helps us not need to feel like we need to breathe as much as we are, especially if you have that lower BOLT score and that lower tolerance to CO2. The CO2 is the primary stimulus for us needing to breathe. So this is a really important exercise to practice daily. And this is something because, it's a nice gentle breath. So this is a good exercise to start the day. If you're finding it difficult to incorporate these exercises into your daily routine, in my experience, when I started to learn these exercises and I wanted to see a big improvement in my breathing, I tried to find a time of the day that I could do it as many times as I possibly could. And I realized that I can make quite a few cups of tea throughout the day. So I found that this was the perfect anchor point to practicing breath. And, it takes a couple of minutes to boil the kettle. So whilst I stood waiting for the kettle to boil, I would practice breathing light for that moment. Not like scrolling my phone or anything like that. I would practice taking those light breaths in and out. And I was doing this a few times a day. So naturally, I started to see an improvement in my body's tolerance to CO2. So my challenge to you is find that time throughout the day where you can anchor this exercise and practice it as many times as you can. Now, you're going to need to practice this for every day for a couple of weeks in order to see that difference, but it will happen. So keep going and then check in with your bulk score and see how your progress is going. Make notes, on your phone or on a notepad, and you'll be able to see the improvements as well. So that's my challenge to you: is practice this whenever you can throughout the day. And so next week, the next breath library session, we're going to be running through how your breath can actually help reduce anxiety and stop panic attacks in yourselves, or helping someone else that is experiencing that state too. So thank you very much for joining in again, and I look forward to seeing you next week on the Breath Library.